Are you with them? Is there any way that we can see it from
No, that's okay. I wasn't. I'll get rid of it.
How could you just degrade that? How could you not like that? At least show some interest, some superhuman skills, stamina.
You don't have to respond if you don't. You want to?
But you're not about...
Okay, that's enough. Okay.
You don't have shoes on. I will say that.
Why is that a problem with everybody?
We're in a public area. You did state that you are very cleanly, yet you're walking in a public place with no shoes on. It's kind of contradicting.
I'm going to put some ice, 2 shots of vodka.
Hey you guys, welcome and welcome back. I wanted to go ahead and get this thought off of my chest real quick because there's just certain things I feel like need to be said, and it was like a quote by Nelson Mandela. What was the quote? Because I don't want to forget it. It's like fools prosper in the absence of, I don't know, I'm about to look it up. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Nelson Mandela figured it out. Nelson Mandela said that fools multiply when wise men are silent. And I have to commit that to memory because for me, it's hard to speak up. But I also feel that the urge to spread wise perspectives is more important than the fear of being chastised or criticized. And this is one of those perspectives that I know a lot of people probably aren't going to understand. And that could be my own personal like self-judgment, criticization, whatever you want to call it. But I feel strongly for the men who are existing in this time and in this space. I feel very strongly for you guys. People are gonna call me all types of names, especially since I am a melanated woman, a black woman, whatever you wanna call it. I really don't care, you guys. But one thing I do care about is speaking wisely about topics. And I feel for the men who exist in this time and in this space. Because while I don't want to pacify or overlook any of the actions that men have taken over time, I don't want to downplay the poor decisions that men have made over time. I don't want to ignore the lapses in judgment that have placed many of us in certain predicaments that are challenging because of men. It's a very hard and sad time for men right now. And I'm not talking about any race or religion. I'm not talking about any ethnicity or group. I'm just talking about men in general. And the easy thing to say would be, oh, mostly black men, because people have persecuted black or African American people for decades and centuries. But it's not just about that. It's not a race thing. It's not an ethnicity thing. It's a gender thing. And if you feel strongly about this, or if you feel triggered or offended or touched by what I'm saying in any particular way, whether it be positive or negative, I don't intend to cause any disruption. But what I do intend to do is to speak my mind and say my opinion, and I won't be bullied out of doing so. Because empathy is a part of life, and masculine and feminine energy resides in each and every one of us. I feel for men at this particular point in time. I didn't say that I feel sorry for men. I didn't say that I feel sympathy for men. I can empathize with where a majority of men are at this time. And the reason why I had to like come straight home and do this video, like I didn't sit around, I didn't finish eating my food, I didn't finish drinking my coffee or anything like that, because I felt like it was important for me to say this, because people are gonna maybe take this a certain way. I know I'm gonna be called a pick me. I know I'm gonna be called all types of names that women are called if they show any type of empathy towards the opposite sex. But I feel for men in this time, because this is the time where every man on this planet, on this earth, especially in the United States, has to reckon with and reconcile with the decisions and choices that all of their counterparts have made up until this time. They are now having to deal with what a lot of people will say karmically what men have done. And I'm not talking about karma like boomerang effects and what goes around comes around. Do your research on karma. That's not what karma is. Karma is a set of results that happens based on a set of actions. It's cause and effect. That's all it is. It's things that happen because of other things that happen. And regardless of whether or not you believe it's right or wrong, it's just an occurrence. It's not a punishment. It's not anything to persecute anyone. It's just an occurrence. And men today have to reconcile with the fact that they have not only advantaged from the actions of their predecessors, but they have also been emasculated and subjugated because of the actions of their predecessors. And it's such a hard thing. What's gonna happen, especially in the United States, is something that I don't think a lot of people understand. I don't think any of you don't listen and you don't get it because you don't understand how serious things are right now. And it's fun to joke, it's fun to have fun. I watch too much Sims content because I don't want to think about the other things that come into my mind. But I have had so many dreams of really difficult situations that make me have the continence as a person not to take this time for granted and not to underestimate the time that we're in. I'm not really worried about women because we've been doing what needs to be done for a long time. And I'm not saying that there aren't men out there who've been doing their best to show up. But what I am saying is that this is a time that we have never seen before. And I have 3 boys, and I don't know what they think or feel on a regular basis other than what they share and express with me, other than what we talk about. I don't know what's going on in their psyche. I don't know what's going on in their soul. I don't know how it feels to be them growing up in this type of environment that's just completely unprepared for their existence. Like this type of environment that just completely negates their existence whatsoever. Nobody climbs trees. Nobody plays outside. Even if I send them outside, there's no other kids out there. There are, but they're little, right? And sometimes that's not even the case. They don't have a lot of outlets. They don't have a lot of representation, and they don't have a lot of role models that they can look up to as an example of who's a good man to be. So despite everything that I have done, because I've made certain decisions in my life and I chose a person who has now shown himself to be unreliable as a good source of motivation and inspiration as a man, who do they have to look up to? Who do they have to make a different choice? They really don't have a lot of options. I try to involve them in situations where they have examples. One of my sons is in a program with black men in Atlanta. One of my other sons has played football for a majority of his life. They both played football. I have 3 sons. My middle son played basketball and then football. My oldest only played football. My oldest was also in band. My middle son is in the program with other black men and black boys and some girls. And my youngest son is just completely independent on his own. He loves art. He does projects. He self-motivates, and he really don't want to be around me like that anyway. Like, he wanted to be around me when he was little, but now he just wants to play with his Play-Doh, sculpt, play Minecraft, and draw. So I let him be independent. Now, this is not about me as a mom, but this is about my observation of my sons, because I'm not a idiot. And the fact that I see that they don't have a lot of people within their community other than those who I've attempted to curate to look up to. And if you think about it, that's why the state of manhood is where it is right now, and the state of womanhood is where it is right now. And I've been wanting to have this conversation about masculinity and femininity for a long time, because at the core, we are all masculine and feminine. But when there comes a time that circumstances and situations dictate an imbalance of those energetic existences within us, things start to get out of whack. And that's what has happened. And the reason that I feel for men, and if you're a man watching this, you can say what you want about me. If you don't get it and it goes over your head, baby, I don't know what to do for you. But if you're a man watching this, understand that what you are going through right now is the darkest night that your soul will more than likely ever experience in your life. It's not going to be clear. None of this is going to make sense. You are not going to have any type of GPS or navigational directions as to how to handle yourself in the coming times, other than that of your conscience, other than that of your soul, other than that of your inner knowing of existence that has been denied of you. Denied to you. You will have to navigate circumstances and situations that do not make sense. You will have to tap into the feminine energy that has either been over-exercised within you or that has been suppressed or obfuscated within you. It's been distorted. You're going to have to heal that part of yourself and allow it to exist in order to clearly navigate through the situations that you will be going through and experiencing, because they have whittled you down to such a low level that you aren't even aware of how deep the rabbit hole goes. I don't care whatever is out here on these websites online. I don't care what conspiracy theories you hear. It is a subjugation of your soul, a capturing of the essence of who you are that has been locked away and hidden, just like the origins of so many indigenous people. And in order for now all of us to be able to overcome the things that are going on, you are going to have to step up. In order for us to have the freedom that we need, you are going to have to step up. But what I will say is that it's not only going to be based on you stepping up, because if you can't do it, the women will do it. If you can't do it and any of this gets down to the wire, the women will do it. But it will mean that manhood at its core, at its purest form, will never be the same. It will never be the same. If you do not step up and get control of your pride and your ego, the reality of manhood will never be the same. Now, what you might think is that it's a lost cause, whoever you are watching this, if you can even see it, because more than likely you won't be shown this content because it's actually something that can help you. And they've tricked a lot of you into thinking that it's unimportant, that I'm unimportant, that I'm not saying anything worth any value. But if you have an iota of an ounce, a mustard seed of God-given good sense, you will understand and feel what I say at your core. It will resonate within your soul, like singing of a choir in a church, or like a sounding bowl that they use for sleep meditations. And even though it may seem as if all hope is lost for men, for any of you watching, whether you're a male, a female, indifferent, or in between, all hope for men is not lost. All hope for women is not lost. All hope for people is not lost. All hope for humanity is not lost. But I feel for men specifically because you guys have a lot further to climb. You've fallen a lot further. You haven't been doing the work. Many of you have been fighting your own fellow man who has been doing the work, who has been trying to wake you up. All these conscious men I see, there's several conscious men within different communities, different races, different ethnicities who are trying to talk some sense into you. They're trying to actually be the role model and the example that you didn't have in your fucking father.
Made is one of the reasons women feel unsafe.
Thank you. Not at all. That statement that I made.
You talked about one emotion. You talked about aggression. Women have what I call emotional bandwidth. They have a lot more bandwidth. They have a lot more access to intermediate emotions. A lot of men have never even been able to connect to. So a lot of times I'm working with my couples, and the man may have access to maybe 5 bands of emotion. Emotion is still data. Emotion is still information that's not processed via what you are great at, which is the logical mind. Emotion is processed via different aspects of the human experience. Women are processing 50, 60 bands a lot of times we can't even see or fathom. So to us, it looks like they fighting ghosts. It looks like they just overreacting or making it up, and that's not the case until you are able to tap into that. So you just referenced the Me Too movement as a result of what did you say it was?
No, you're proving it. What you just said, you know, funny, bro. Everything you just said, you're actually proving my point. They feel so much emotions. They got so many demons in their mind, which is why they need a man. Let me finish. They're going through so much stuff, which is why they need a man, a logical thinking man, to help regulate their emotions. Because a man is data out there. Men are analytical, logical thinkers.
To the Me Too movement, that's logical.
Wait,
where's the logic in that?
Do you know?
Be your best advice for somebody trying to break a toxic cycle.
We gotta heal from our past.
And we can't just hear the word healing and think, just heal from a romantic relationship. We got to heal from things we went through in our childhood. We got to go all the way back to the root of the issue. You know what I'm saying? We got to release a lot of that negative energy that we've been holding on to, and now it's causing a lot of problems. And people don't realize when you're holding on to all those things, when you're suppressing, you create emotional stress in the body. And that starts to create sicknesses and diseases. There's a lot of people that got cancer because of emotional stress. So until we learn how to release that, we're going to keep repeating certain cycles. We're going to keep struggling in life. We're going to have a hard time being positive and loving. So we got to go through that process. It's not easy, but it's extremely, extremely necessary.
When I watch a video, my blood starts boiling. I'm like, oh, my vibration's off.
Yeah, man. When I start looking at all these fresh and fit pock, all this bullshit, and them dogging girls out, and then fights break out on that shit.
I ain't gonna lie. Some evenings, I'll be like, all right, let me go ahead and see what they be talking about. These are one-sided intellectual debates. That's a whole theme in podcasting. Is like, all right, I am highly intelligent. I got all this information.
It's either that or a bunch of I'm an ugly girl, but I can do a lot of fucking podcasts.
Right. And I'm gonna invite the most weak, argumentative person possible and just make them look stupid on camera. It's like, okay, well, that's just a one-sided fight.
So in a recent interview, Andrew Tate claims he does not and will not date women over the age of 24. He was that specific. Yet he's in his mid to late 30s, I believe. He won't date older because A, they've been ran through, B, they come with baggage, and they come with higher expectations than what they deserve, and a high body count. As if he doesn't and I don't. Don't be a hypocrite. All men out there, you cannot be a hypocrite. You cannot praise a man for having a high body count and slaughter a woman for it. I'm not saying either or is right. Do what you please. But if you were not a part of her past, you cannot judge her for it. Same thing vice versa. If she wasn't part of me in my history, she can't judge what I've done in the past. Next thing, we talk about baggage. Everyone has baggage. We all have baggage. Some is visible to the naked eye, some is hidden, some are secret, some are not, but we all come with baggage, including you, Andrew Tate, and everyone else. So here's why he won't date women over the age of 24. Now, I agree with things that Andrew says as far as men being disciplined, men working out, men being providers, protectors, servers to women, being hard workers and not being lazy. But in this case, you are putting every single woman under one umbrella that if she's over the age of 24, she's been ran through, she's worthless, she comes with baggage, as if you and I don't. So the reason why Andrew Tate kind of targets women under the age of 25 is because those women can easily be manipulated. I'm not saying all, not every woman in her early 20s can, but much easier than a woman who has become independent, who has self-value, self-worth, can't be groomed, can't be manipulated, cannot be controlled, and therefore he spits on women who are older than 24 because he can't even last with a woman over that age because she will find out his bullshit, she will point out his flaws, she will tell him what she wants, and he doesn't want that. And with the money he has and with all the clout he has, he only attracts women who seek that. And that's the difference, and that is the reason he won't date a woman over the age of 24. You're welcome.
They're trying to give you the tools that you need, and you are responsible for going around to these certain places and picking them up. But so many of you are brainwashed by idiots. Idiots that pop up on these social media platforms. Y'all know who they are, and they talk all this crap and this junk about how you should mistreat women and how you shouldn't be there for your children and how there's certain stipulations on when and where somebody deserves to receive your manhood.
Baby, please, I'm very busy ranting about how many children I'm gonna have with other women.
Okay, baby.
Fucking hell. Bad timing. It's like, why the fuck do you care if the mother of your children's upset?
But you guys can speak to us a certain way. It goes both ways.
If you work for a company, are you going to speak to your boss the same way your boss speaks to you?
You are not my boss.
The fact that you just said you are not my boss is because you view your boss as more than your man, and that's your problem. It's the problem the way you view the man.
My boss pays me.
And your man currently right now takes care of you and your 4 kids.
That's not, wait, we're not
How is it equal? If you and your boss is equal, and you and your man that's providing for you is equal, obviously the way he speaks to you is going to be much different the way you speak to him, just like it's much different the way you speak to your boss and your boss speaks to you.
Why a lot of men end up marrying somebody who's a maid but not a friend.
I throw some your way, and I want you to
this is the reason why she's washing your clothes. She's doing everything that you want her to do. But you don't want to talk to her. She easily irritates you because you don't even like her.
That's what I want to get to. Thank you for going there.
You don't even like her.
Bro, I've talked to several married men who told me that they don't like their wives. I asked them, well, are you at least friends with your wife? They're like, friends?
I bet they do. I bet they do everything for them, though. They do everything for them, though. Make enough money to marry a maid. To hire a maid, and then marry a friend, right?
Wow.
If that's what you want, and so what you really want is somebody to cater to your egos.
And your brokenness.
Your brokenness.
Yeah.
My man, are you even reading what you're writing? Like, that's some straight talk right there. The younger they are, the more pure they are. With that logic, where will you stop? At what age will you stop? All the men who are so pressed on the value and purity and body count of females, I sure as hell hope you have no skeletons in your closet. Nothing that anybody in the past would bring up. Me personally, I wasn't a good person in my past at some point in time, and I would not want to be judged by that. I would want to be judged by who I am today and what I stand for today and what I represent today. But y'all get so stuck on this body count because that's what society cares about, and that's what society uses as the wager of how valuable a woman is. Not real men, though. Real men see her for who she is today, and past is very non-existent.
and they obscure the truth, and they say little things that make sense to you, because when you want to create a cult-like following, you have to tell some truth mixed in with the nonsense. You have to mix truth in with the bullshit. And I just want to say that the same thing is happening for women. The same plants are out there, and the same traps are out there for women to fall for when it comes to horrible examples of femininity and crazy examples of womanhood.
And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive.
But I'm just gonna let y'all know now, more women are aware of it and less of them are falling for it than some of you men. For all you haters out there who like to negate the truth. Yes, you should value yourself. Yes, you should see yourself as worthy. Yes, you should have boundaries, and you should stick to those boundaries and not allow people to overstep them. But there's a certain code of honor that you all have forgotten, and the ones who remember and are trying to tell you, you don't fucking listen. You'd rather listen to the flashy Andrew Tates or what was them other two goofballs that got kicked off of YouTube?
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
You listen to idiots like this who are afraid themselves. They're scared.
Doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because...
Okay. What the fuck were you working at?
I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, that was great. But saving you guys is better.
I'm trying not to laugh because this is dead ass. I'm finna cry, bro. But like, how did you think that was smart to say?
What happens when you sleep with someone who has a disease? You are at risk of catching said disease. It's the same thing when you listen to idiots who spread the disease of pride and ego and false confidence and cowardice and abusiveness and lust and jealousy and envy. You catch it. And you've been spreading those little diseases, sprinkling them within all of your close communities and people who you deal with out of fear of what it means to be a real man, which all of you know what to do. And I'm not saying I'm gonna be some savior who's gonna come over here and tell you what you need to do as a man. I can't change anything that you do. Just like I tell my sons, I can't teach you how to be a man, but I'm gonna teach you what the fuck I know so that you're not out here looking stupid with your ass hanging out. And we deal with our anger through communication. We deal with our anger through conversation. And if they want to get upset, I let them get upset. But then we're gonna sit the fuck down and we're gonna talk about what's going on. And we're gonna use our words and we're gonna express our emotions. So just know, if you are a man out there, you're gonna start feeling angry and you're gonna start feeling like your dick is this big if it ain't that size already. Because everything that's going on around the world, you will feel helpless. You will feel that there's nowhere to turn. You will feel that there's nothing that you can do. And that is gonna drive you insane. And it might not hit you today. It might not hit you tomorrow. It might not hit you till next year. But when someone close to you who you love is challenged or loses their life or has some type of rights and privileges revoked, there will be a switch that flips. What I want you to know, and what I want everyone out here watching this video to know, is that now is the time where we handle it properly. I need for women, when men start to take action, to shut the fuck up. Oh, well, you wasn't doing that last year. You wasn't doing that when our son was born. You wasn't doing that when our daughter was born. You wasn't this and whoop-de-whoop, blase blah. Yes, a lot of women should have chosen better. A lot of men should have chosen better. Get the fuck over it. I need everybody to get in line because I am so sick of this shit. I'm so sick of hearing about every day another right or another privilege or another thing that everyone in the communities that we live in have fought for that is just being snatched away for no fucking reason. And I don't condone violence, but I also don't condone subjugation and slavery. And the things that I say is harsh, but some of y'all need that old-fashioned 40s, 50s, and 60s type of grandma fucking guidance. That's what a lot of y'all need. And a lot of y'all never had it. But see, I had it. Because my mom was 30 when she had me. And my grandma was damn near 60 or 70 when I was a kid. All my aunts and uncles are in their 60s. I just lost my aunt, but they raised me with some good God-given sense. And don't none of y'all listen. You don't pay attention to anything that's going on until it's too fucking late. And then when somebody try to tell you something to help your goofy ass, you want to talk about them like they fucking crazy. Well, I don't care. I said what I said, and I don't give a damn if I'm crying right now because somebody needs to. Somebody needs to tell y'all what the fuck is going on right in front of your goofy ass face. I don't feel sorry for men, because the same thing that men are about to go through is the same thing that women been going through for years. But what I want women to understand is to step back, let it happen, don't interfere. Because if you do, and you don't do anything else besides what God guides you to do as a woman, then it's gonna be on you. If these men start to stand up and you put them down, it's gonna be on you. And this ain't no pacification to you men out there. Get on your fucking job and stand up. And if you got anything you want to say to me about it, put it in the fucking comments. See y'all next time. Bye.